people think of the blues, they think of the legends, Muddy Waters, Willie Dixon, and of course the great Robert Johnson. There's no doubt about it, blues music has an extremely rich history. But that's not to say it isn't growing, because there are legions of people around this world who are dedicated not only to keeping that music alive, but enriching it. And this program takes a candid look at some of them.
No, I think I won't know until we do a check, you know?
Okay.
We've been doing one-nighters since Tuesday.
That's the name of the game, baby.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday we had off, but we drove from... Where did we drive from?
Colin. Check the middle microphone, Colin, please.
I am now checking the middle microphone.
In Santa Rosa, California.
Santa Rosa to Eugene. Right. So it took 12 hours, 14 hours. So we got into town at 4 o'clock. And, you know, you try to sleep, but you can't. You know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
I got nothing.
And then we usually get up about 3 in the afternoon. And then we go to sound check and have dinner and then go to work.
Did you get lines on? Everybody else ready?
Yeah, ready.
Make sure nothing's breaking up, because it's been breaking up a bit.
Little Mike and the Tornadoes are a working class band from New York City. Like countless other blues acts, they make their living playing the small clubs that are scattered across North America.
I go on tour to earn a living. I have no other way to earn a living. I don't know what I would do now. I've been doing this for so long that I get scared to think what I would have to do if I had to do something else.
A little more kick.
Nobody has an address. The address is parked out in the parking lot out back.
The band has more to offer than just live music. Unlike many other acts, the Tornadoes have a record contract.
Come and get them. We got them, babe.
So touring also enables them to showcase their album.
Pine's on it, Paul Butterfield's on it, Hubert Sumlin, of course the band, Little Mike and the Tornadoes is on it.
Right.
My friend Ronnie Earl, Big Daddy Kinsey. And it's doing remarkably well, too. For a while, blues artists were not getting recognition and attention, but because of Stevie Ray Vaughan and his great successes, that has all changed, you know. Right. And Robert Cray also has helped put the blues into the mainstream. Yeah, we bypassed the whole MIDI. Right now, the record business is a little tough because of the recession. Everything's a little tougher because of the recession.
Does that mean you have to tour more right now, or?
Well, it just means I have to work harder to sell a few more. You want me to play without the monitor?
So the band hits the road. Playing one-night stands in the East and week-long runs in the West.
We do it because we love it, and you make sacrifices, but it's you keep at it, and hopefully there's a payoff somewhere down the road. There's always a personal one, and that's what makes all the idle time and traveling around worthwhile.
Once you get accustomed to this, you're very used to it. it's like trying to tame a wild horse, you know? Very used to coming and going around the country, and if you get locked into one thing on a 9 to 5, I would go nuts.
Make sure you don't get a shark.
Yeah, I've just got one.
There's always women all over the place when you have to go. You know, like you have to leave that
So
night.
little time.
See what happens when you go on the road?
I was the drum roadie until I got knocked up.
And then when you're hanging out and you're in some place for 3 days, there's no one around, and then they come usually at the last night. So
That's why they call it blues.
that's why they call it the blues, exactly.
Check 1, 2.
Oh, I like my volume up front here. I'm gonna hear myself tonight. Count it off.
Today, Little Mike and the Tornadoes are playing on their own, but they have also toured with longtime friend and label mate, Pinetop Perkins.
He's like a second father to me. And I'll tell you, right off the bat, that Pinetop is the kindest man that I've probably ever met in my life.
In my dream, only time I can see this out of me. Little Mike on harmonica. That's the only time when a little girl keeps my company.
He has good stories, and he's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of laughs together. We have our own little language. He invents his own words, and we go right along with it and invent our own words. You know what, when you're on the road, something happens between you and the guys that are traveling, and everybody else, no matter who they are, becomes an outsider. So, you know, you develop your own little communication, your own little language, you know. You even make other people feel like outsiders without even realizing it, because this bond just develops. I have a lot of short-term goals that lead up to a long-term goal. My real long-term goal is I want, like everybody else that's got any kind of a job. And I've told you in the past that we are just basically working-class guys. We're working-class guys that do a job that's different from most other people, but we're working-class guys. My biggest goal is to have security in life, to know that I could stay in this business and I won't have to try something else. To know that I'll have enough money that if, God forbid, I have some sort of family emergency, that I'm okay and I'll get through it, and to be happy, and you know, and to keep my family happy.
While Little Mike and the Tornadoes do their thing at the Yale Hotel in Vancouver, Pinetop Perkins and his current band, the Blues Messengers, are just settling in for a 2-week stint at Calgary's King Edward Hotel.
It's like a dream, one of my dreams, to work with Pinetop. I mean, when I was coming up learning about blues and trying to learn my instrument, Muddy Waters was the guy I followed around. I've seen Muddy hundreds of times with Pinetop. And I used to follow him up and down the East Coast, you know, night after night.
Give Mr. Jones and the Blues Messengers a big round of applause. They're working hard out for you.
I always wanted to play with Muddy and those guys, you know, but I wasn't ready, of course. But since then, I played with every single member of that band.
L.A.
L.A. Jones is the leader of the Blues Messengers, a co-ed band from Connecticut that plays the blues Chicago style.
Where I was raised was a town in Connecticut called Woodbury, Connecticut. And it's not what you'd call a hotbed of the blues. What happened when I was about 12 years old, there was a coffee house, some transplants from Greenwich Village, beatniks, you know, and the hippies, you know, and all that. They came up from New York and New Haven, and there was a coffee house there. And they had blues and jazz in there every night of the week. And I was just a kid. It was a coffee house, so you didn't have to be, you know, 21 or whatever. And I went in and I was hooked ever since.
Most anything. By you, I love, I'll do most anything. When I love you, baby, really hope you feel the same.
Pinetop Perkins is widely known in blues circles. His work with the King Biscuit radio show, Earl Hooker, and Robert Nighthawk are well documented. But it was the 12 years he spent with Muddy Waters that continues to draw the most attention. Today, at 78 years of age, Pinetop tours the country, living much the same life as he always has.
Yay! Thank you.
Pinetop Perkins knows the road.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Mississippi.
Mr. Sloppy. You got to get real sloppy when it rains, you know. And man, mud so tough that pull the heel of the shoe off, man. It's gumbo mud. It's sloppy, man. This is enough.
He has also made his home in Arkansas, St. Louis, and for the last few years, Chicago.
That's shiny enough, eh?
You have a happy childhood?
Yeah, nice to see my mother raise me. My husband, her and my father, they busted up when I was about 9 or 10 years old. He got him a young woman, man. I got some young brothers and sisters I don't know.
Pinetop. Heading down.
Uh-oh, boy, look at this. We don't have a coat on there now. They do that. They must have did that at the cleaners. I bet they did. Look at this. I left home, born when I was real young.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother was Creek Indian. Born, she was mean. I don't know, looked like she didn't like me. You know, in the cotton field, you know, where they pick cotton and stuff at my mother and them were out there, you know. He told me, said, son, go to the house and get us some sacks. I said, it's like that now. Because the sacks getting heavy on us, you know. I went to the house. And my grandmother, man, she didn't go for that. She wanted me to cut some wood. I told her, said, Grandma said, I'm gonna take Mama them the sacks out here, and so they can get it off of the sacks heavy. No, you cut that wood. Man, I said, no, they told me to come on now. I know the thing. She bust a quart bottle over my head, man. She hit me with the middle part of it, man. Doom, knocked me out. When I woke up, man, she was beating me with a stick of stove wood. Listen, I left.
Most of Pinetop's earnings have gone towards raising his family, which includes 4 of his own offspring and a dozen stepchildren.
You tell them that I ain't their daddy, boy, we want to fight you. Because I raised them.
Yeah.
Although at times the pay has been less than satisfactory.
I tell you, when we were Muddy, we wouldn't make no whole lot of money. See, he's the one making the money. We as a side men, you know, side men didn't get nothing much. Money? Hey, boy, I got money. There you go. Man, I got money. Muddy the one making money. We was getting the scraps. His booking agent, and we was getting a little something out of it. He cut it off, and I think he got it. You know, I had a family to take care of us like he did, you know. I tell him that all the time, but he never would do nothing. Sometimes he'd up it around about $25 or $10 or something like that. Still wouldn't be nothing. That's good. See that? That stopped me from playing guitar.
What happened there?
When the bad lady in hell in Arkansas cut me in the muscles, my arm. Yeah. She had a little knife about like that thing I read in a pound. And when she hit me in the arm with that thing, it shut up. It cut all those muscles in two in it. Man.
Why'd you do that?
That's what you call a freak accident.
Over the years, he has played in every type of roadhouse and bar imaginable, witnessing everything from cockfights to shootouts.
Yeah, I remember one time, man, he got shooting in the house. Cat, man, shot the cat back in the back. He fell right down across in front of my feet. Well, I was playing guitar then with me and Robert Nighthawk. All right, he fell down across my feet. And then the man, however, he tried to shoot him again. He just shot out. He just hit him with the head. Boy, I went out of there, and the cat had a tractor. I don't know why he did that. Had a tractor across the steps, out there running. You know, he coming out ready to get him a drink or something. Man, I went over that tractor. A little old Fulton tractor. Man, shoot. I could move out, man. Yes, sir.
Did you get him?
Boy, some more. Put on food.
Tonight, the band is playing the King Eddie Hotel, Calgary's home of the blues.
Are y'all ready for showtime? How about getting together and giving me a round of applause for the one and only, the legendary, an international treasure, the world's greatest blues piano player, Mr. Pinetop Perkins. Pinetop Perkins, ladies and gentlemen.
They've been on the road for almost a month, and they'll wrap up their tour with a trip through the Rockies and a handful of concerts in Vancouver. Because it is the last night at this venue,
Yeah, go take a small break. We will right back with you. Don't know what go away.
there is more to take care of than music.
Anyway, I'm going to take care of business here in about 5 minutes with you. And
Between sets, L.A. Jones and Pinetop settle business affairs with the bar manager.
Somebody's got to do it, you know, and I'm a fairly organized person, and if I say I'm going to do something, I do it.
It's like the dog chasing the truck, right?
Yeah, when you stop it,
You catch it, but you don't know what to do with it.
piss on the fucking tire.
Well, I got to go in and get paid.
Yeah,
I'm going to get paid right now. How you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
All right. In the blues, you're finding a lot more people taking care of their own business. If I wasn't doing my share of the booking and management, then we wouldn't be successful at all. You know, I do this for a living. It's not a hobby.
where'd Pinetop get to?
I don't know. He's out there wandering.
Okay, well,
Why, you need Pine Top in here too? Okay, I didn't know that. Hey, I gotta go get him now.
Okay.
I know how much I'm getting, so theoretically, before we go on a trip.
Right.
I know how much we're getting, you know, how much each person is going to get. Now, all the finances supposedly figured out, but there's always, you know, problems that come up that end up costing me money. See, when something happens that where the band doesn't get the money, then I'm the one that loses, me and or the agent. See, Pine Top's got to get his money. The band members got to get their money. If anybody loses, it's me and the agent.
Pine Top, hey, we want you in here too.
You want to close the door there, Pine Top?
Wow. Sorry.
Ron Simmons has been booking acts into several Vancouver venues for almost 10 years.
Machines.
So he knows what sells when it comes to the blues.
Everybody likes my Rocket 88, baby, we're riding style, moving all along.
People still go to see James Cotton, they'll still go to see Buddy Guy and some of the other names, but to me, and that's why I got into it, is because there's a lot more young, vibrant blues people out there and who are not getting the recognition, but putting out wonderful records. But you try and present the stuff here in Vancouver, and it's very, very tough.
What makes it tough is the fact that in many markets, the blues scene has a difficult time gaining attention.
Stop all that crying. Woman, stop begging, please. I'm on my way out. You can give her my key.
But the publicity end of it, as far as blues goes, is very, very hard to work, because most people are not really interested in writing about the blues. They don't have major records out, so they're not really interested in writing about those groups unless they perhaps are a little bit different. So most of the stuff you see at the Yale does not get any publicity whatsoever. At times there are things that really irk me, and right now Pat Benatar has cut a blues album. And same with Gary Moore, just a few months ago, cut a really good record, brought Albert Collins and Albert King in to work with him on it. And radio jumps on those things. But you bring a young black bluesman along, such as Joe Louis Walker, I mean, they won't touch it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's the show I was telling you about.
Stormin' Norm Castler is also doing what he can to promote the music he loves.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Seafox Sunday Night Blues.
He is the host of a weekly one-hour radio show that exclusively features the blues.
Most people haven't been exposed to it enough. They know they like it. They hear Led Zeppelin do it and, you know, Bring It On Home, and they go, wow, like, play some more blues, you guys. And, of course, now that they've heard cats like Stevie Ray and Robert Cray coming out, they go, wow, this is great stuff, but they've never had the chance to hear Sonny Boy Williamson, or even a lot of cats haven't even heard Muddy Waters and Willie Dixon and stuff like that. You've been well known in Vancouver for well over 15 years now, and
Muddy Fraser is a Vancouver-based musician who is dedicated to finding performance space for blues players.
You've ended up with some kind of an agency going, or what's happening here?
It's starting to move now. It's just basically a cooperative effort to get people in my kind of music out there. There's a lot of young people. There's a whole farm system that's coming up that it's inspirational to see young kids playing.
Oh, man.
Not that I'm an old guy now.
Why don't we do some jamming here for
All
our
right.
folks? Okay, what do you got
All
lined
right,
up?
I got a little drinking song called Jack Daniel Blues.
All right. Who started playing it first counts for something, but who likes it is everybody. And, you know, it's just as popular here, you know, in a predominantly, you know, white culture or whatever as it is in Seattle or Chicago, you know. The day I came to Vancouver, I went to the Yale, and somebody there, it was probably Jack Lavin, like took me and he said, "Sure, man, like you want to jam? And come on, jam, you know." And ever since then, I've just been meeting all these local blues guys as well as international blues guys, and everybody is so easy to talk to here.
I leave the singing up to Jack Daniel, he leave the drinking up to me.
All right, you gotta like it, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. No, you knock him dead. Look at this smiling face. This smiling face.
Such a pleasure.
I'm gonna play some blues this time.
Pick up truck for nothing but booze. The truck was sitting down in the back, and them guys was running to the truck. And when they got through running to the truck, this is no lie, the truck was sitting up level, man. And my line, that's where they used to bring whiskey to us, man.
That's right.
And I was a young fool there trying to drink up all
the goddamn
They
shit.
go out on a Monday.
Saturday night.
Hey, baby.
You're on TV.
And it's the band's final show at the club they called home for the past 2 weeks.
Y'all gone?
What's that?
Y'all gone?
Yeah, we're going, man. We're going
Hey, man.
downtown. You're done playing, aren't you?
I'm gonna play the blues so bad now until they're gonna turn black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate your hat.
Yeah.
Don't hate my hat.
I hate you. You don't hate my hat. I hate you. I love the music, but I hate you.
Mr. Perkins, I really need your autograph, if you would, please.
I'll do it to it. Right.
Thank you so much.
A final set.
Trying to get $12 for this. Yeah, for this, our latest.
A little more business to take care of.
All righty. Thanks, Pine. You want a commission?
And finally, it's time to pack up.
This is an essential part of the whole Blues Messenger entourage. It's fondling our equipment at the end of the night. Okay, I'm gonna have James run my guitars upstairs. I'll be right down. All righty. Now comes the fun part. I gotta sit down here.
This friend of ours, Donna, she's been here every week, and she does these drawings of the bands that come in here. She's very nice. Her name's Donna Merdick.
Hey, Sharon. Here's your money. Hey, he can't see how much you're getting.
I'd be embarrassed to see that.
It's about 2:30 in the morning.
You win.
Pine Top heads for bed, but the rest of the band is invited to an early morning breakfast at a local singer's house.
Come on, Ellie!
Maxine wants us to go over and have some breakfast over. And if everybody's up to it, I guess I'll let myself be talked into it. If it was up to me, I'd just go upstairs and lie around and watch some tube or something, but I'll go out. I don't care. I'm pretty wound up right now, so...
So you guys don't have roadies, eh, Mark?
No roadies.
Best part of the whole deal, loading the truck, carrying the stuff.
When you're packing up equipment, you might miss something, you know, so we have what we call idiot checks, where you go back in for, you know, the third time and make sure that you have everything.
How to pack a van.
Sharon watches the van, and Anne Marie watches the club. Because people can walk with the stuff from the club, too, like the little briefcases. There's a lot of stuff in those little briefcases.
Get a butt shot here.
Butt shot here, folks.
Bald spot here.
I'm entering the vehicle now.
Everybody in? No.
Ready for the trip?
Not quite. I have to go in the house, I guess. You ready for it?
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay. If you ready for it, I'm going to be ready for it, too. That's like my Oldsmobile, different color.
Yep. A 98 you got, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe how nice the drivers were in Chicago the first time I went there. I didn't have like 40 taxi cabs up my ass at all times.
Yeah.
Like towards Morley or Canmore, if you see those signs to those two towns, then that's where it would be.
Sharon Denton has been playing bass for almost 10 years. She was brought into the Blues Messengers when L.A. Jones had trouble finding a reliable player. He was dating Sharon at the time. She took up the bass guitar, and the rest, as they say, is history.
So you guys have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
What's that like on the road? What's it like?
It's just all sweetness and light.
No, we get along. No, we get along good. You know, sometimes we need to have our space, you know.
Stubbornness is a woman.
I just all the better to see you with my darling.
Hey, if you're gonna do it right.
I've heard so many musicians tell the stories. Well, the wife doesn't want me to do it anymore. I'm going to give it up. But this way, I understand what it's all about. And I think part of that problems they have with relationship is not that they're jealous of women. I think they're jealous of the love of music. Is that better?
That's a million times better. I don't know how I was driving before.
I don't either. It's not like a love for another person. It's this nebulous, creative thing that you can't give up, and people don't understand that unless they're familiar with it or they know the feeling. And I think because I'm doing it with him, I understand that feeling.
We are. We supposed to pay or something?
No.
Hi, how do you meet the park?
What's that?
Where are you going to?
Straight through to Vancouver.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you.
The biggest part of the road is overcoming boredom.
One of the most positive things is just the great people that you meet. How's this look, all right?
I guess it's
This is gourmet. This is gourmet cooking here.
Nah, yeah. There my car is again.
Following you everywhere, huh?
Yeah, my car follow me.
You meet so many people that you form a lot of relationships and, friendships, and you're always saying goodbye to somebody that you care about. And that's a very hard thing. A lot of people don't really, if you're not in a traveling job, then you don't really understand that. He's polishing his silverware. He's ready. That's one of my road tricks. Anne-Marie never.
Sharon, all of us. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Anne-Marie, I eat hers too when she's done. She'll never finish that. No way in the world.
Turkey.
No way.
Turkey.
Sharon's getting one too. They'll never finish it. We're going to polish it right off.
What's that called? What'd you call that?
It's sketch down. Do the catch up, sketch down. I ain't ready yet.
Oh, I got to sign every sheet, huh? Come on.
Everybody wants some.
Come on. Mimeograph them.
Just sign anything.
You got to get some more pens, man.
What?
Get some more pens. That's the big key right there. Getting writer's cramp. Well, that's your job. You're the writer in the group.
Do you get treated differently than the guys seem to?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's almost something I don't really like, that I get treated differently in that. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I might get if I was a male bass player and played exactly the same way I did, I would get more applause at being a female.
That hat is, she had that surgically implanted onto her head. It doesn't...
A musician is a musician, whether you're white, black, green, orange, male, female, short, tall, you know. When I'm playing with male musicians, I don't think to myself, well, I'm the only girl here, oh my God, you know. Because a lot of my female friends say, well, doesn't it bother you to be playing with all these guys? You know, don't you wish you had some girls? I don't even think of it, really.
I hear you, here you go.
Hamill is a 22-year-old guitarist who is experiencing her first long road trip. The fact that she has a husband in Connecticut does not impress everybody.
I've had a few marriage proposals on this tour. One guy wanted to rip my wedding ring right off. I'll buy you a new one, twice the size. Really? I'm rich. The first blues I heard, I think, was, first it was like the Stones copying Muddy Waters and stuff like that, you know, English bands. And then it was, somehow I went to see a band playing, and the T-Birds were opening up for them. And I hadn't heard of the T-Birds, but I had forgotten all about the band that I actually went to see once I heard them. So I started picking up their albums, and I would read who the song was written by. You know, Willie Dixon or whatever, so I'd go out and buy that album. And then I'd read in magazines, well, so-and-so was influenced by B.B. King, so I'd go out and buy B.B. King albums. And then I realized that that was the real stuff.
The city is Vancouver, the place, the Yale Hotel, a popular night spot that caters to blues fans. It's Sunday, and like every Sunday, patrons are invited onto the stage to show their stuff. Here we go. Today, there's a blues guitar competition.
Okay, it's time to roll our last few contestants. I want to thank everybody who came down today.
The prizes aren't huge, but in the tradition of the blues, the players aren't in it for material gratification anyway.
Blues is really from the heart. It's really the music that you can communicate with just about any nationality, any race.
You know, a lot of music, you just don't feel it. You know, blues is just fantastic. You know, you can really, there's really a lot of meat in it.
It's basic, you know, you don't need like a university sort of kind of thing to understand it.
Hosted by Jack Lavin of Powder Blues and the Demons fame, the Sunday night jam sessions have become one of the most popular showcases in town.
I've been doing them for, well, it'll be 8 years this coming January, and we get a wealth of, like Craig was saying, you'll never know who's going to turn up at the Yale Jam. We have our staunch regulars, Muddy Fraser and Steve Kozak, and, you know, a lot of our other buddies that come down year in, year out, week in, week out. They're always here. busy Sunday between the hours of 3 and midnight when we roll. We'll have between 40 and 60 musicians across the stage. So for the price of a few beer, somebody can sit out there and watch 10 different bands. As long as you're not too drunk, you can get to play. And if you didn't do a good enough job to entertain my crowd,
You got a hook backstage.
then you get one brief tune, and I'll get you off the stage as gracefully as possible and on to the next.
The Sunday jams often give local blues artists the chance to trade licks with some of the best in the business. John Lee Hooker has been known to drop by, as has Jeff Healy and James Cotton, amongst others. On this night, Amos Garrett plays a couple of numbers, and later on, Jim Burns hits the stage, flanked by members of the Robert Cray Band.
Oh, baby.
This provides an opportunity. A lot of guys come to town, guitar players, harmonica players, harp singers, and they come down here on a Saturday or Sunday, introduce themselves to the community, who, hey man, this guy can sing, this guy can play, and then, you know, you're on your way. I mean, you know.
Well, I would hate to be the one love you left behind.
They have some of the world-class, some of the best blues players in the world. Jimmy Rogers used to play with Muddy Waters. Amos Garrett plays here. Otis Rush plays in here. I play in here. I mean, you know, the top, you know, I just said the Robert Cray guys playing in here. Anything goes, man.
The Yale has been used for rock videos, a training ground and a meeting place for blues musicians, and a showcase for international talent. This particular week, the club will host Pinetop Perkins and the Blues Messengers.
Drink fast. Drink fast as we're here to party.
Gypsy woman teaching me advice. I got a gypsy woman teaching me advice.
Pinetop Smith made the first boogie come out, the first one. I made it over again.
Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my do working.
I made it over again, so after he passed, all of them called me Pinetop Perkins. But my name is Willie Perkins. Say, that's my name.
Really love that little woman, but we can't see eye to eye.
If someone asked me, why do you like to play? I wouldn't really be able to put my finger on why I like to play. It's an art, you know, it's an expression, you know. It's a language that you express yourself with.
Now I can't make her do right. Swear don't matter how hard I try. Really love that little woman, but we can't see eye to eye.
What is the blues? Look, in a two-time, you's worried about something, you got the blues if you can't sing them. You understand? Your good girl was to quit you or something like that, now you sure got the blues. A wife leave you or something, yeah, that's where the blues come from. So I am the blues.
There's blues snobs out there that think you have to be black or you have to be from Mississippi or something like that. And you know, those guys are great, but there's a lot of players from all over the world that play blues, that play it well. Mm-hmm. And the instrument doesn't know what color your fingers are.
You know, I like to make people happy where I go, you know. But, my playing the blues and, you know, every once in a while I play some jump stuff for them, you know.
Right.
My own boogie woogie. Well, you see, I'm the boogie man. Just don't work on you. So till tomorrow night. We'll be seeing you. Okay. I'm gonna do some stuff for you tomorrow night.
Thanks a lot for coming out to the Yale, everybody, and checking out Pine Top Perkins and the Blues Messengers. Unfortunately, we've run over time. There's no more music this evening. You got about 15 minutes to drink them up and make your way to the front door before the waitresses pick them up. Also, if you got a coat in the coat check, please pick that up before you leave. Thank you and good night.